José Rizal, Filipino revolutionary, independent activist, journalist, doctor, inventor, translator, businessman, educator and writer, is revered as the father of the Philippine nation along with Ramon Magsaysay. In Spanish, he is called José Rizal, but in the Philippines, he is called Rizal. Of Zelle, Japanese, Tagalog, and Spanish mestizo descent, he was born into a mixed-race landowner family. He belonged to the upper class among the illustrators intellectuals.
After graduating from the University of Santo Tomas, a prestigious school attended by children of the wealthy Spanish colonial authorities, he went to Spain to become a doctor. He entered the medical school of Universidad Central de Madrid, a prestigious university in Spain, and the Complutense University of Madrid. He also learned German and French in a short period of time, studying at the University of Paris and Berlin. He entered the Berlin Society on the recommendation of one of the scholars of the time, Rudolf Virchow.
Here too, he was recognized by several European scholars. Some Jewish scholars were astonished to see him giving a lecture at a conference in German, which he had mastered in a short period of time. Compared to today's Filipinos who speak 2 to 4 languages, he could speak and write in 22 languages in the 19th century, some fluently and all others above the basic level. Since he came from a wealthy family, there was no shortage of long-term stays in Europe. To feed his desire to learn, he was a rare genius.
At the age of 25, he completed his specialization and obtained his medical license. His major was ophthalmology, and he was also well-versed in pharmacy. In addition, he has demonstrated proficiency or talent in several languages and the humanities, such as sociology, economics, history, anthropology, mathematics, architecture, and the arts. There are more than a few records that famous professors and scholars of the time expressed that he was extraordinary. At that time, he was praised as a genius, and even in the current literature, several circumstances that would not be possible without a genius are found.
It is said that he was not just a student who was immersed in his studies, but also frequently shot pistols and did fencing and martial arts, and his skills were above average. Unlike many Filipinos at the time, who mostly prized worldly values, such as money, fame, power, and luxury, Rizal considered Western studies valuable. If the young man had continued to devote himself to academic research without the independence movement, it is widely believed that he would have left a mark as a brilliant scholar in various fields. Rizal led an enlightenment movement by publishing a letter to compatriots in Spain asking them to refrain from gambling and laziness and to be recognized as a sincere and hardworking nation.
In addition, he wrote a rebuttal to the book Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, The Success of the Philippines, a self-congratulatory book in Spain's colonial rule, which supposedly delivered the Filipinos from indolence and barbarism to civilization, was justified.
a novel called No Leave Me Tanger, Don't Touch Me was published and exposed the reality of Spanish Governor General officials, planters, and priests absurdly distorting the image of Filipinos to rationalize their colonial rule. The book's main content was criticism of the viciousness and contradictions of Spanish colonial rule.
Although this novel criticized the country, it was well received by Spanish intellectuals, according to the atmosphere of the times when liberalism was prevalent. But the Spanish government expelled Rizal to the Philippines. When Rizal had gone to study in Spain, his old brother had also been studying in Spain. Although José Rizal was a Filipino independence activist, all his works are written in Spanish, not Tagalog. In addition to Rizal, the people who started the independence movement in the Philippines at the time were the indigenous aristocrats who had been educated in the Spanish colonial system and spoke Spanish as their mother tongue.
It was decades after Rizal's death that Tagalog was accepted as a national identity by the Filipinos. In the capital, Manila, there is a park in Rizal's memory, and the Philippine Army Honor Guard stands guard. There are a few religious groups that worship Rizal as a saint and worship him. On the day to commemorate Rizal, a religious ceremony is held in Rizal Park.
Most universities in the Philippines have a course called the Life of Rizal. At one time, he made a point, a drop of ink is stronger than the blood from a single bullet. The relativism of violent oppression means that bloodless struggle is advantageous to defend the cause and win. It took a while, but Rizal was right. The figure on the Philippine peso coin is Rizal.
A video from the Philippines, produced and broadcast by state broadcaster GMA, shows Rizal being imprisoned, writing a last letter, and then being shot and killed by Spanish soldiers.
His name was used for the first ship of the José Rizal class, the first air defense frigate of the Philippine Navy. In the state of Laguna, Rizal's birthday is celebrated every year on the 19th of June.
Rizal Park was built in his memory on Roxas Street in Manila, the capital of the Philippines. In one corner of Rizal Park, statues of the scene of José Rizal's execution were erected and later became a tourist attraction.
A memorial to José Rizal was erected near the prison in Fort Santiago, where he was imprisoned. The state of Rizal was also named in his honor. The National Stadium of the Philippines is also called the Rizal Memorial Stadium to commemorate him. The name of the entire sports complex is Rizal Memorial Sports Complex, and it consists of Rizal Memorial Stadium, Rizal Memorial Baseball Stadium, Rizal Memorial Coliseum, and Rizal Memorial Swimming Pool. Rizal Multi-Purpose Arena was renamed Ninoy Aquino Stadium in honor of Benigno Aquino Jr., whose nickname was Ninoy and who was the husband of President Corazon Aquino and father of President Benigno Aquino III.
Despite being of Chinese ancestry, he did not speak Chinese at all and considered himself Filipino. Of course, those Chinese people, the Sangli, have been assimilated due to coming to the Philippines more than 1,000 years ago. He took no pride in being Chinese. Of course, from China's point of view, the Philippines is considered a vassal state of China. A narrow view of the situation from China's side, and China boasts of Rizal's Chinese descent. Thank you for watching the José Rizal video provided by History and Current Events. Helena, Olivia, Katie, Emma and Tony have contributed so far as narrators. Thank you.